Dino, how did you get ahead when you were young?
What do you mean, how did I get ahead?
You've answered this to me before, not on camera.
Work hard.
Yes, that's what you've always said. And what do you mean by that?
Just work hard. Just work your ass off. That's just me. Work is life, life is work. I mean, there are negative aspects to it, fine, I know. But that's just how I look at my work.
Dean doesn't know what work-life balance is.
No, look, I'm sitting here every week on a Sunday. And I look forward to it. You know, to me, one of the best ways to get ahead, you know, is work really hard. Whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're in a big corporation or small business, whatever it may be, you know, work brings about positive benefits, I think. And sometimes, not all the time, sometimes people fail, but that doesn't mean you stop working hard. You know what I mean? It's always fruitful, I believe, if you work hard.
No, I don't want to go out to eat. I don't want to go to the club. I don't want to go on vacation. Like, I'm strictly focused on my business, and I want to meet people at the top. I'm cool on the process because people gonna try and come sit at your table. They're gonna try and come be around you. They're gonna try and come get information to see what you're doing, see how you're doing it. And people don't be having genuine intentions when you're growing, right? So I don't want to talk for the next 6 months. And if you there in 6 months, I meet you at the top, and then that'll tell me if you really meant to be around me. So it's nothing wrong with separating because growth requires separation and elevations require separation. So I'm serious about that. And you should be too.
At age, brothers. Man, it is fourth quarter 2-minute drill, man. It is fourth quarter 2-minute drill. And I'm talking about that thing you've been trying to achieve. I'm talking about that thing you've put all this energy into, all this meditation into, all this cutting people off, all this deleting vices from your life. I'm saying you've done all those things, but now it's 2-minute drill. Now it's time that you play the game or nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? Which means at this point in time, brothers, you have to be all in or not at all. Which means, this is what I mean, brothers. Anything that's not associated with you putting that ball across the goal line, anything that's not associated with you making that goal, anything that's not associated with you making a hole in one has to be eliminated at this point. Again, it's 2-minute drill, fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? Which means what you've done up to this point, man, is almost irrelevant. It's almost just enough for you to have taken notes from to use for this last part, because what a lot of people think is since they've moved in a certain way, since you made a few different calls, that now you're automatically supposed to win. Just because you're at the end, it doesn't mean you're going to automatically win, man. These last 2 minutes of the game, man, are crucial. And trust me, you can still lose. You could have relocated a city. You could have ended a relationship. You could have started a new job and think, hey, you know what? I'm crossed the finish line now. Like now it's done. You can be at this point and still lose. And trust me, I've lost at this point. I've been at a point in life, man, where I was dang near putting the ball across the goal line. Dang near already hearing the celebration. Already smelling the confetti falling. Already spending the new money from the new deals. And by not locking in, made one decision that crushed everything. I talk about it all the time. Just because you've called certain plays don't mean you automatically get the win. The win is not official until you get the win. The last 2 minutes are crucial, man, which means you have to lock in. And when I say lock in, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. Not even that, from the moment you wake up to the moment you wake up, because even in sleep, you're still doing the work. It means every 24 hours have to be associated with you getting the win. And what I mean by that is a lot of times, like some people can naturally lock in. Some people can set a goal, set an expectation, and lock in until it's done. Meaning they're all business from day one. Some people try to merge worlds. Some people say, okay, you know what, I'm working toward this goal, but I'm still going to hit the club. I'm still going to entertain women when I need to be single. I'm still going to be on the bottle in the bud until I get there. And if that's how you move, that's how you move. Sometimes we move in that energy. But what I'm saying is when it gets to this point of the game, it's time to play the game or nothing at all. Because you can easily wake up tomorrow morning and find yourself in the nosebleed section watching everybody else play it. You can easily find yourself in the nosebleed section saying, what happened? Like I was almost there. Now I'm a spectator of everybody that's doing it. You can easily find yourself in the parking lot, bro. When I dropped the ball some years ago, man, I went from fourth quarter, 2-minute drill, 1 yard line, getting ready to score, to waking up the next morning, brother, and I wasn't even in the arena anymore. I wasn't even I wasn't even in the parking lot, bro. I don't even know if I was in the same city where the game was being played is how bad I had messed up. So what I'm saying is, even though you've done a certain level of work, it ain't done until it's done. The mission isn't accomplished until it's accomplished and you've planted the flag. Until you've planted the flag, man. So you have to lock in, bro. You have to lock in, man. And when I say lock in, like I'm always talking about purpose. And me and my brothers in the Power Circle were just talking about this morning, man. Like normally when I talk about purpose, I'm talking about it from the grand scheme of things. I'm talking about it from like, who are you? Where are you going? In other words, what is it you want to leave the planet Earth when you're no longer here? If you had 2 minutes to speak to the entire world, what message would you be saying to them? When people are putting you in the ground, what do you want your brothers and sisters to be saying about you when they're walking away? Purpose. Again, grand scheme. But when it gets down to this quote unquote 2-minute drill of accomplishing your goal, you have to narrow it down, man, to your purpose, that the part of it that's associated with your why. That's associated with the reason why you're doing it. And for some people, man, it may be your spouse. For some people, it may be your parents. Your parents might be getting older and you might be saying to yourself like, hey, you know what? I need to make sure I'm in position that, if mom and dad or aunt or whoever ever needs something, if anybody in my family ever needs something, I want to be the resource that everybody goes to, whether it's for information, whether it's for knowledge, whether it's for financial assistance. Like, I want to be him. That may be your why. If that's your why, tap into it, bro. And feel that. It may be your wife. It may be your kids. For my reason, my reason, man, it's always been my son. That's always been my reason for accomplishing the next goal. That's always been my reason for trying to get healthier so I can live longer, or trying to get free from corporate America so I can experience life with him, or trying to get in a better position, man, so I can move about the entire planet. You got to find your why, feel it, and move for that reason. Because if you don't have that fuel source, bro, you're not gonna make it. That's what I say, man. It seems fun to say, okay, I want to accomplish a goal, man, to be able to drive a certain thing or live in a certain place or whatever. These are good, but at some point in the game, it ain't gonna be enough fuel. Because you gotta understand, most people when they're driving, when they're navigating toward their goal, man, they're running on 87. But when you really associate your mind, body, and spirit to accomplishing a goal for your why, you're running on 93, bro. You running on damn near jet fuel at that point. And at that point, man, when you're running on that fuel, man, there's absolutely nothing that can stop you, but you have to lock in. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of us will pursue our goals, man, and kind of skip through life and kind of do what needs to be done to get there while still entertaining an outside world. But at some point, you got to get to the point where you're saying, when I wake up, any single thing I'm doing is going to be associated with me crossing that goal line. Any conversation I'm having with any kind of person is associated with me getting that extra point. You know what I'm saying? Anything I'm doing, even down to the food I'm eating and the things I'm drinking, it has to be associated with me winning. Because that last little spell, bro, it's make or break. It's make or break. And I'm gonna tell you this. It's not even a challenge. It's hell. I'm gonna call it what it is. It is hell to have done several weeks worth of work, several months, maybe even several years worth of work on, by creating a world creating a world and matching frequencies and walking in your I am and the whole shebang, finding your singular truth to get to the point, man, where you're fourth quarter 2-minute drill and you can see the end zone. You can see the world you've created. You can see the home you'll be living in. You can see the people that will be in your life. You can see the things that show the whole frequency. You can see it all. It's hell to have seen it all and then get to it and drop the ball at the end. It's hell getting to it and dropping the ball at the end. And I'm gonna tell you this, bro, and I put it on everything. You can play around and you can hopscotch and you can do all these diddle-daddling things to get to your goal. But there's going to come a point in time where if you aren't 100% vested, you ain't going to make it, bro. You ain't going to make it. So I said that to say this. This is the period in life, man. This is the period of your journey where you have to be selfish. I'm always talking about brotherly love and love your brother and you can't never walk away from that. You can't not see your brothers and sisters through the lens of God. But at some point you have to keep you, your mission, and your priorities at the top of the totem pole. Which means this is the time, if any, you're gonna be pissing some people off. This is the point in time where a lot of people are going to say, hey, you know what? You're moving wrong, or you did me wrong, or I don't agree with the decisions you make, or why aren't you picking up my phone call, or why didn't you attend the party I had, or why didn't you come to my function? It's like, bro, because at this point in time, it didn't align with the end zone. It didn't align with the end zone. It's like I don't even want to have conversations that aren't about winning at this point. At this point, you don't even need to have conversations. You don't even need to have. You don't even need to be associating with yourself with anybody that's not on the same frequency, bro. It's that serious. It's that serious. So you gotta lock in, man. You have to lock in, bro. And we can sit here and talk about. Distractions. We can sit here and talk about, responsibilities that may pull you away from where, we can sit here and talk about all kinds of excuses. But at this point, at this stage of your journey, man, there's no room for excuses at this point. It's like I have to get it done and no other conversation can be had. That's why a lot of people can't reside here, bro. That's why a lot of people can't reside here. Because at this stage of your journey, it's like it has to get done and there's nothing else to talk about. Like we can't even talk about any alternative world at this point in time, which means you're going to come off as a jackass. Some people aren't going to understand, man. Because you got to understand, everybody you have a relationship, man, wants you to be the hero of their story. Friends, male, female, everybody wants you to be the hero of their story. Meaning everybody, and I'm not saying it's good or bad, it's the way the world works. Everybody wants your exposure to their world to make their world better and to benefit them. And that's the nature of relationships. All relationships should bring value. But at this point, all your value, all your energy, all your essence is in this last 2 minutes of the game, bro. It's saying to yourself, all I'm thinking about is my strategy. All I'm thinking about is what plays I need to make. Listen to this. All I'm thinking about is all the mistakes I've made over the last 3.5 quarters. This is when you sit back and analyze yourself, brothers. This is when you sit back and say, you know what? I called these plays. I might have called some plays 6 months ago. I might have called some plays 3 weeks ago. I might have called a play a year ago and dropped the ball and didn't do things like I wanted to do. But trust me, I have some things on the table, man, that I said, man, you know what? I should have done this way different. I should have did this better. I should have organized this better. But now it's time for me to take all that energy, all those mistakes, and analyze it before getting back in the game. Analyze it. Hey, so this is the play you called. This is what you started. This is what you need to do to finish it in the next 2 minutes. To complete the vision, yeah, you might have made some mistakes in the past. You might have even entertained some people you shouldn't have entertained. You might have even incorporated some vices that you should have left a long time ago. And the whole time, the good Lord might have been showing you, hey, I'm trying to tell you something, but you ignored it. Hey, you're going through something because I'm trying to show you something. Yeah, your money might be doing something because I'm trying to show you something. Yeah, your health may be doing something because I'm trying to show you something. I'm trying to purge you, but you're trying to bring some of your old vices and old ways in. Now it's time for you to sit still, man. Last 2 minutes, analyze your life. Analyze your vision, recalibrate, and get back in the game, man, and be all business. All business. You ain't got time to be going on no dates. You ain't got time to be entertaining anybody outside of your circle. You ain't got time to be spending time and energy and anything on anything that's not associated with you scoring the goal, bro. And I know it sounds like, oh yeah, that sounds so good. It sounds so preachy. It sounds so, bro, it's facts. It's facts. And I can only say it's facts because I've been a man that's I've been a man that's been a double-minded man. I've tried to be locked in on Monday through Friday and then Saturday and Sunday be doing what I want to do. At this point in the game, you can't do that, brother. Every day is Monday. Every day is Monday between now and the time you accomplish your goal, bro. Every day is Monday. Don't even worry about the latest Tyler Perry movie. Don't even worry about who the Cowboys drafted. Don't even worry about what Shadur Sanders is doing. Shadur Sanders is going to be Shadur Sanders. He's going to get his. He's going to be locked in. I don't care what some of these people are going through. They're going to accomplish their goal. Right now, you have to accomplish yours. Which means right now, who cares about what's on ESPN? When you get to your land of milk and honey, you'll be able to subscribe to all these packages and watch all these games. You know what I'm saying? And watch all these players, man, that you admire their game. You know what I'm saying? But until then, bro, it's work. Until then, it's work. You have to force yourself to fall in love with what needs to be done, man. And I'm saying that from a place, I'm not saying that from a place like, oh, soul has mastered itself and all that. I'm saying it from a place of every single time I take this journey, every single time I'm trying to accomplish something new, I'm in this space every time. In the future, when I'm accomplishing my goals in the future, bigger and better things, I'm going to be at this space every time where I'm having that 2-minute drill. And I got to sit down and say to myself, hey, you know what? Like you've done good. You've moved some mountains, like you're almost there. But now that you can see it, oh no, the game is not over. It's really just now starting. Because what you do over the next 2 minutes, what you do over the next 6 months is really going to determine if you win or not. Yeah, all that behind you, that was part of the game. But this is going to decide the winner. It's no game, bro. It's no game. Like you have to take, all I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is it's time to play the game. It's time to play the game now. Like a lot of times, man, most times when we're accomplishing our goals, and I know I just said this, we're kind of pity-patting in and halfway in and doing just enough to move forward. But at some point, the amount you do to move forward won't be the same amount of energy required to win. It won't be the same amount of energy. You know what I'm saying? Because all you have to do is to move different than the 97% of people to move forward. To move forward, all you got to do is be different. To move forward, all you have to do is create a vision and entertain that vision. Just entertaining the vision alone will have you moving forward. Will have people looking at you saying, "Dang, man, you doing something different, man. I'm proud of you." You do like just having a vision and entertaining your vision will move you forward, but that won't get you to win. If you're not fully submerged, if you haven't fully became, if you aren't all in, if you aren't 10 toes down, and all the other phrases we say that means we're fully vested, if you aren't that, bro, you ain't gonna make it. Sis, you ain't gonna make it. If people aren't looking at you in these last 2 minutes saying, damn, you different. Dang, soul done changed up. 5 minutes ago, man, you were cool to do whatever. 5 minutes ago, you were somebody else. Like I heard what you were saying about what you had to do, but now you're somebody else. In other words, what they're saying is now you're doing it. Because like I always say, man, everybody knows exactly what they need to do. Everybody. Everybody knows that, hey, you know what? I want to get to this next level of success. What do I have to do? If you know how to get into that sacred space, if you know how to get into that silence, if you know how to listen to the voice of God, everybody knows how to accomplish whatever goal. Oh, I want to be in corporate America. Oh, I want 6-pack abs. Oh, I want my own business. Oh, I want to find the perfect spouse. And everybody knows exactly what to do to get exactly what they want to get. But everybody's not ready for that 2-minute drill, bro. Everybody's not ready to toe that line. Everybody's not ready to cross that threshold and be fully vested to where when somebody sees you, there is no other alternative of energy coming out of your pores except who you say you are and what you say you're doing. Like you don't even know how to conversate about anything else after that. Like there's been some times in life, man, over the last, I'll say 10, 12 years where I was going toward a certain goal, trying to get a job, trying to move to a city, trying to do whatever. And it was me striving, trying to get to a certain point in life. Me trying to become, me trying to learn all the things I need to learn. But there was a point in time, every single time, there was a point in time during that journey where all cylinders had to be in sync, or all cylinders had to be stroking, rather, right? Where I could have been running on half cylinders for a little bit. I could have had some leaky valves. I could have had some things going wrong. I could have, and I was still moving, trying to navigate, going slow. But there came a point in time, man, where all cylinders had to be going, and I didn't know anything outside of me accomplishing that goal. I didn't know how to have a conversation outside of that. When people say, hey, man, what you got going on? This is what I got going on. Whether the physical world was showing it or not. Everything about me, my complete internal world had accepted a new truth. There was no more duality. There was only one truth, which means I didn't even know how to conduct myself outside of that thing I was trying to accomplish. And when you do that, man, it's bliss. It's bliss. Because to be honest, it's not even about accomplishing the thing. It's not even about accomplishing the goal. It's not even really about accomplishing seeing it in the third dimension. Of course, there's some happiness with that, some fulfillment to that. Part of the game, right? But the ultimate bliss is when it becomes your truth. When it becomes your truth, that's the high. Like the high of you accepting it as your reality, it is the ultimate high, whether you see it or not. Because you can never exceed that. Once you accept it as your truth, then once it materializes, it won't even surprise you. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten jobs, I've gotten certain type people in my life, I've gotten certain cars and certain houses that in my mind I was moving toward that. And the moment I accepted it as my truth, that was the bliss. And then when I moved in the crib, when I got the car, it was like, this is cool, but I'm already here. like I'm already here. I already have it. But it takes you locking in, bro. It takes you eliminating everything not associated and narrowing it down to a singular truth. To a world where no other alternatives exist. No other alternatives exist. And when you get in that state, that means that you wake up every single day. And 24 hours a day, man, your energy, your frequency, your movement, your thoughts, your actions, your behaviors are associated with that thing you say you are. It's everything. It's everything. I wish I could make it sound more hocus pocusy. I wish I could say, oh, you got to count 15,000 Mother Marys and you got to do this and go pay your 10%. You got to pray to Mecca. I wish I could say, hey, you know what? This is the deciding factor. You doing all these things. You doing all these religious things that people say you have to do. And these things are beautiful. Y'all know I don't knock that stuff. But you accomplishing that goal, that's not the work. That's not the work that the ancients spoke of. The ancients, when they talked about the work, man, they talked about that inner world first. You want to talk about the work starts on the inside. The work starts with you building that world. But then the work means let me match that frequency. Now let me bring my heaven up on my earth. Now let me take these two truths that I see, which is this world that I currently see and the world that I've created, and let me make them one. To whether I got my eyes open or if I'm in deep meditation, there is no different frequency anymore. I feel one energy and one energy only. And I respect it and I stand on it and I move in that energy. And no other energy. Once you do that, man, it doesn't matter what shade of your skin is. It don't matter what side of the tracks you grew up in. It don't matter if you live in LA or if you grew up in a small town in Mississippi. All those things become irrelevant because now you're walking in your I am. And once you're walking in your I am, things are. Things are. So again, it's fourth quarter. Let's lock in. It's fourth quarter. It's time to become that a-hole. It's fourth quarter. It's time to become selfish. It's time to move in no other energies except the energy associated with what you getting to that end goal.